Well, this is probably not the next place that you thought you would see me. Unfortunately, my cozy little fall day turned into a trip to the ER. I actually went to the ER yesterday for what I thought might have been appendicitis. They had to take me by ambulance, and I didn't really talk about it because I thought it was just going to go away. But it turns out it was a kidney stone, and I was trying to pass it, and it's not passing, and ended up back in the ER today because I was in so much pain. Like, I couldn't believe how bad it was. I've never had a kidney stone before. Yeah, they ended up having to do surgery to put a stent in to help, like, I guess, get liquid to pass by. I drank like 64 ounces of liquid this morning, water, and couldn't pee. I just got out of surgery a couple hours ago, and it's time for me to go to bed now, so I'm tired, and hopefully I get discharged in the morning, and they're just going to monitor me tonight and make sure that I'm doing okay. I'm not in any pain and not developing any like blood clots or anything like that. So, well, I'm still here in the hospital. It's about, 9:55. I'm just waiting to be discharged. The doctor came in and just waiting for the urologist now to come in so I can talk to them about kind of aftercare and everything. Poor Georgie has been at home by herself. I had two friends come over to help her go outside and do her business, but she wouldn't let them leave her. She's probably gonna potty inside of the house, but oh well, it's okay. Just have to deal with it. But she's safe. She's taken care of. She's probably scared that I haven't been there, so I can't wait to get home and see her. Trying to figure out where to start. I know this is a very different video. Usually everything is very upbeat and positive in my videos, so I wasn't even sure how much I wanted to share, mostly because I was processing in real time what was happening to me while in the hospital, and everything was just so sudden. I was alone and trying to figure everything out. After a lot of thought about this, I decided to go ahead and share what was happening because it felt inauthentic for me to not share with you guys, because I've always shared the vulnerable moments, the ups and downs, the highs and lows of everything, and this was definitely a low. In this video, I'm gonna go through all of the things that happened. What you're also going to see is not only kind of an update on the surgery and what I have to continue doing, because it's unfortunately not over yet. And you're also going to see like some really positive, happy moments in this video too, where I was vlogging about, various things inside the house and kind of how I was getting through things. Behind the scenes though, I was putting on a good face, which, I don't know, something that we always do, right? We put on a good face, we try not to think about it, and we figure things out. In the video that came out before this, I had already had kidney surgery. So I was pushing through, and that's when I realized I need to stop. My body was telling me, slow down. Literally the day after I got home from the hospital, I started filming again. And I realized it was just too much. So I had to stop, and that's when I put out a post to you guys saying I wasn't gonna have a video for that weekend because I just couldn't do it. I had to pay attention to my body and to my health and slow down. I think hopefully this helps anybody who's also a single person, whether you're male or female, and understand the ramifications of being single and alone when something like this happens, especially if you have a dog. I know so many of you have said how worried you are about Georgie and what happened to her during that process, and also what my plans are in the future with all of this. Well, I'm home now, thankfully, from the hospital, and Miss Georgie is safe. I can't believe what she did. When I got home, I was sure that she probably had pooped and peed in here because it had been almost 24 hours since I had taken her out. And the two people that were helping me couldn't get her to go outside because they couldn't leash her. She hid underneath the bathroom sink. It was just awful. I know, baby. I don't know why you do that. She's just so scared of people in the beginning. But she was like that with me too, by the way, and the foster mom when I first got her. So this isn't new, but I was just really hoping that she knew these two people and they've been in my house and they've been sitting on the couch and she jumps in their lap and she lets them pet her, but it's only when I've been in the room. So she held it, guys. She did not pee or poop in here. She held it that entire time. I hate that that happened, that she had to hold it, but I can't believe it. I loved it from the standpoint that I didn't have to clean anything up, but I felt bad for her that she had to do that. So let's just hope that never happens again. Right, girl? Oh, I just love her. I just love her. When I first walked in, oh my gosh, she was so excited I was there. She didn't run to me at first. I think she thought it was someone new coming in. And then when I called her name, she ran and she was wiggle butting, and I immediately took her outside. I mean, she had to go like fast. I will tell you, I cannot wait till that thing is out, because right now I'm not trying to be gross. I feel like I have to go to the bathroom 24/7. It's irritating my bladder right now, and I'm taking all kinds of meds. Like, I've never taken so much medication in my life. I'm not gonna lie, it was the worst pain I've ever gone through in my life. The doctor said it's worse than child labor. I've never had children. I don't know. I can't compare it, but all I know is that it was bad. It was bad. I never want to go through that again. It was the most excruciating thing I've ever dealt with in my life. And I'm glad we're through that. I pray that that does not happen again. So of course, with Georgie's reaction to people, it obviously complicates things being solo and not having somebody who lives with me 24/7 that she can get used to and they can help out. I gotta figure something out. What I didn't say in the hospital, behind the scenes, what was happening is I was panicked. I was panicked for Georgie. I was panicked, like, what am I gonna do? Who's gonna help her? I didn't anticipate, of course, that I was gonna have surgery when I went into the emergency room, but I did take her out to go to the bathroom just before I left to go to the emergency room, just in case, thinking like, okay, she can last for like 8 to 10 hours and then I'll be home. I'm in the waiting room of the hospital and I'm texting a couple of friends, telling them what's happening and letting them know that I might need their help. So I kind of had them on standby just in case I was gonna be there any longer. At this time, I still thought I was just gonna be in and out of emergency room, like in and out, whatever that means, in an emergency room. It was nuts that night, but didn't think I was having surgery. I literally had about 45 minutes between the time I found out that I was going to have surgery until I was actually in the OR. So only about 30 minutes to kind of prep and call my friends and see if I could get some help. And I'm literally texting as they're like poking and prodding me and getting me ready and asking me questions. And I was profusely apologizing to all the nurses, but I was like, I have to get my dog settled. The problem with Georgie is that she doesn't like people to leash her, even if they kind of know her. I have two friends who stepped up and said, one said she was gonna come that evening and go ahead and feed her and try to leash her and take her out, and the other one was coming by the next morning. They did that, but she wouldn't let them leash her. And it just kills me that she doesn't do that, because they're good people, but she's just so scared, and I've got to work through that with her somehow. I mean, I've been trying, but she may be this way the rest of her life. She did that to me when I first adopted her, and she did it to the foster mom. She wouldn't let us touch her for 24 hours. She like would shriek like you were just beating her. And it's alarming for her, alarming for us, the person hearing it, because you know she's so scared. The friends couldn't take her out, so they did feed her and give her water, and they had said, yep, she's definitely eating. She took treats out of their hand, but she wouldn't let them leash her. That was really difficult to think of. I felt very alone in the emergency room. There was nobody there for me. There was nobody waiting for me when I got out of surgery. Had this been scheduled, I would have had someone there for sure. I have friends who would come and help me, but I didn't have that. And it felt really strange and awkward for the first time in my single solo life to feel like that. I think you just feel so vulnerable in that moment. You know, all the what ifs are playing in your head. So of course there was a lot of fear associated with that. One of the fears was, what's gonna happen to Georgie if I don't wake up? I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. Really, the crying is just because, you know, I love my dog and I don't want her to suffer. I do have in my phone the emergency contact for the foster mom who originally had Georgie, and it's listed as ER. She's on an emergency contact list. And it basically says, if anything happens to me, contact her because she's gonna take Georgie for me. She's down in Texas. I'm so thankful for her that obviously she would do that. And Georgie loves her and her little family. I don't have anywhere in my house that says, call Shelly. It's in my phone, so someone can look at your emergency contacts and figure that out. Well, good morning, everyone. I took a couple of days off because I just, you know, was not feeling myself after the surgery, and I think I was just doing a little bit too much, and Needed to relax. We're getting back into the swing of things, and I'm gonna get ready really quick, but I wanted to share something with you guys. You know, I don't share things unless I really, really love it. Forgive my little, I've got a pimple here. I'm sure it's from all of the stuff and the drugs and everything that I'm on. I found a new BB cream that I really love, and I will link it down below. If you want to buy it, please use my link. On any of those things help me. I have my Amazon store link down below. Those things really help to support my channel. But before I was using Typology, which I really still very much love. It's very light and doesn't provide a lot of coverage. I've been looking for something that has a little bit more coverage, and this brand, Misha, it's a Korean. I have fallen in love with Korean skincare. It tends to not have fragrances in it. It tends to have like good ingredients. Surprisingly, sometimes they're a little bit cheaper. It's called Perfect Cover, and I have this in number 21. I have a few different colors because I thought that usually the lightest shade, the fairest shade, is usually good for me, but it was way too light. So I put my foundation in these little glass jars because I can smooth it around a little bit. Actually, you know what? I forgot a step. I bought their primer also, which really helps. Gives it like a nice little finish on your skin. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say dewy, but it just gives it a little bit more moisture, and it just feels so good. So I'll make this quick because this is not like a skincare, you know, type video. I dipped my little brush in here just to kind of smooth it around and tap it on the flat brush. And then I'm going to turn my little mirror on here. Ooh, there we go. And then just dot it on. And this color is like perfectly matches my skin right now. And so I have a lighter shade and a darker shade just because, you know, our skin changes as we were in the sun or it's winter or whatever. So I have it completely on, and I wanted to show you how well it covers. Let me turn that light off so it's a little bit better for you. I'm kind of looking in the mirror to make sure that I'm in focus and you can see what's happening here. So I have so much redness in my skin, as you guys know, from rosacea, but look how well that covers, and it's very light. I don't like a heavy foundation, especially as I age. It just feels gross on my skin. If you're interested in finding a new foundation for your skin that's lightweight and provides coverage, well then maybe you can buy this one. And I think it was only $18. $18 for foundation. That's like, and very inexpensive. Like I said, there's no fragrance in it or anything. So when I got home, I, you know, needed to rest, and thankfully I already had like some food in the fridge that could really tide me over. But a lot of it I cook. I don't eat a lot of like already fixed meals or processed meals. But I didn't really have anybody here to help me through what was going on. And the pain was gone, but the aftermath of surgery and I think feeling alone and unsure of things that were happening in my body gave me some trepidation, and it just would have been nice, obviously, to have somebody here for me. Anyway, I just want to make sure everybody understands, as I'm saying this about being alone and making sure someone was here for me, it's not to say that my friends wouldn't have stepped up. It's not to say that, oh, poor me, I'm a victim, I'm alone. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just the fact I live alone. So what do you do in these situations is really what I'm getting at. And it just made me think, like, I need to have a backup plan here. I need to have a what if emergency situation like written out somewhere so somebody can access it and probably forward it to my friends. One of the wonderful things that happened while I was in the hospital is that the nurses and doctors, they knew that I was kind of going at this alone, and so they were so kind and amazing. And one of the nurses actually gave me a big ol' hug, and it was just so sweet. And I'll give you like a funny moment too, because the anesthesiologist came in and he was just explaining everything to me and what we were about to go through. And I told him, I was like, I was scared, and I was like, please make sure I wake up. Of course I was nervous. I'm on the operating table and his head kind of pokes over my shoulder, and he's like, so Amber, what do you want in your cocktail today? And I was like, oh, I'd love a olive in that cocktail, please. He's like, I don't think I can push that through your IV. And then all of a sudden I'm waking up. He's like, Amber, we're done. I'm like, what? Like, it was the weirdest feeling in the world. But anyways, I got a good laugh out of the olive story. Where I came up with that, I don't know. I'm like, who doesn't want an olive in their cocktail? The right cocktail though. Okay. I am going to make some soup. I have been eating this nasty Progresso chicken noodle soup because it's just what I had and I wasn't feeling incredibly hungry because of the surgery. I have this recipe it's for sausage, bean, and barley stew, but I'm not gonna do sausage. I'm gonna do ground turkey instead. Just gonna brown our turkey. And this is a stew, so it's typically, for me, a little bit of a thicker chop. All right, now we let it simmer. Takes about 35 to 45 minutes for the barley to be done and tender, and when that's tender, it'll be ready to eat. See how it tastes. It looks yummy. There's kidney beans in here, barley, the peppers, turkey. Oh my goodness. That was very tasty. It could probably use a little bit more salt to my liking, but alas, I'm trying to cut down on salt, so boo. It is nap time. I'm gonna read a little bit before I take a nap and then snuggle up under these covers and get about an hour nap. Let's see if Georgie will come. Georgie! Come on, girl. You go night-night? No, watch. If I say you want a treat, she'll come running. Georgie, do you want a treat? Just getting out from under the covers on the couch. There she is! Hi, baby. Oh, I didn't take your harness off when I took you outside. Sorry, baby. I take this off. Oh, goodness. Okay, you just right there up in me. Yes, hi, sweetheart. Hi, were you sleeping? Were you taking a nap yourself? Want to come hang out with Mama while I read? I had mentioned earlier that it's not over. The surgery was just to put the stent in. I have another surgery here soon that will actually break up the kidney stone and remove it all, and then the stent, unfortunately, will still be there. They cannot remove it at the time of surgery, and I guess in this situation, or for safety purposes, they want you to heal first, let the inflammation go down, and wait a couple more weeks, and then remove the stent. The stent removal is just in the doctor's office, and he gives you what he says is a little local. I'm like, can I have a lot of local, please? Because I want to make sure I don't feel anything when they remove the stent. The stent is very problematic. It's far better than the pain I was in with the kidney stone. I'm really not trying to be dramatic when I say this. It's really affecting quality of life and my ability to make content and to live on a daily basis. I can't walk for too long. The problem is that you can feel the stent in your bladder. Doing any kind of walking, exercising, standing for too long, it's like the stent irritates the bladder, and it also causes spasms in your bladder, which are very, very uncomfortable, and it affects a few other things down there. I don't want to get too graphic. The only thing that really helps is to sit down and be still. You know, look, it's not the end of the world to do that. This month and a half of dealing with all of this is the, you know, blink of eye. It's really 2 months after everything is said and done. It's the blink of an eye in a time period. It's hard when you're going day to day with this level of discomfort and pain. And I actually reached out to the doctor yesterday and told him some kind of new things that were happening with it that were far worse than they have been, and that it's affecting my quality of life and my livelihood, and being able to just walk from one room to the other without having a lot of irritation and pain down there and discomfort. And I'm probably desensitizing it a little bit because I don't want to get graphic. I literally said in my message to him, here's the things that are going on. First of all, is this normal? Second of all, I'm begging you, can I please find like a different surgery date that's sooner so that we can take this stent out sooner than later because of all of these things that I just told you that are happening. And while I'm filming this, he just messaged me and said he's gonna look for another date and see if there's anything he can do and talk to the hospital and see about getting the surgery done sooner than later. My surgery isn't scheduled for another 3.5 weeks. And then the stent removal is 2 weeks after that. So that's almost 6 weeks, longer than what I've already been dealing with this. I felt bad asking that. I'm just advocating for myself and also trying to understand, are these things normal? And if not, can we please do something about it sooner than later? I said the other day that I was gonna give you guys a little clothes haul of the new things that I bought. So I wanted to show you that really quick. All right, so this is not new. I've had this shirt, but it was too tight for me. So now it fits just fine. I did buy this little white, kind of almost mock turtleneck here. It's a sweatery material, it's super cute. I bought it in 2 other colors as well, because when I find something that I really love, I like to get it several colors of it. So anyways, it's really cute to go under shirts or these little zip up cardigan jackets that I bought. And then I got these pants as well. I love the color. It's this kind of like rusty red. Now these are a size 16, just for reference. At my largest size, I was a size 24. I know, I'm giving all my secrets away. Next, I got this little cardigan. It has a couple of little buttons and stuff here. Next, I have this little zip up. It's kind of sporty with the zip up, but still nice. You can dress it up, dress it down. And then this is that same kind of material as the white little mock turtleneck that I had. I love this color brown. This is the same cardigan, but in blue. I guess it's kind of like a royal blue. This is a size smaller than the other one. I got them in 2 different sizes because kind of wasn't sure what size I would wear. But I think this is maybe a little bit tighter on me, a little form-fitting, but I think it works. Here is my next sweater. It's also a size bigger than the other one. Again, I wasn't sure what size I needed. And I like how the sleeves actually bunch a little bit. It's just kind of cute on. I think I could even probably put like a cute belt around it maybe. I'm still trying to figure out how to style things again. I've just been in such like athletic wear mode for so long that I feel like I've forgotten how to dress, like for the real world, if you will. Thinking for dinner tonight, I'm just going to reheat my stew. This and some naan. I'm one of those people that I love to cook once and eat 500 times. How about you? I don't mind leftovers. And especially if I can freeze some of them and have some in the freezer for later on where I can enjoy it again, that's, well, just even better. What is your favorite leftover meal? I know I keep asking you guys all these questions because I'm just super interested in what other people do. Is it just me? Am I the weird one? Or are you guys also weirdos like me? In a good way. Good weirdos. Because at the end of the day, who wants to be normal? That's boring. So needless to say, this was a huge wake-up call to me to make some changes and ones that will prepare anybody who needs to help me and also help with Georgie during the situation. So here's what I'm doing differently now and how I'm preparing for emergencies in the future. So let's start with Georgie first. What I've decided to do is I bought a huge box of potty pee pads for her. I can put down on the floor if I know that I'm gonna go into a situation, or if someone comes by and helps me with her, then they can put the potty pee pads out and hopefully she'll go on them. If you guys have any tricks to getting your dog go on those potty pee pads, let me know. I'm trying to figure out like how I should train her on them. The other thing is my friend actually uses Rover to find people to help with her animals, and she found a lovely lady that really helped her when she goes out of town. And so I'm reaching out to her, gonna see if we can have a little play date, if you will, for Georgie and her in here. But I think it's really gonna take somebody staying with her overnight, and she might not let them leash her the first 24 hours, but then she'll get adjusted to them. So I think that that's what I'm gonna have to do if I have an emergency, that I'm just gonna have to call upon somebody like this lady and see if she can stay the night and help out. I've also written out some instructions that have, you know, where's her food, how much to feed her, the fact that she doesn't like to be leashed and what you need to do, where her treats are at, where the potty pee pads are at, anything that will help the person who is going to be taking care of her in an emergency where, I hate to say it, if I'm no longer around, they know who to contact. I'm gonna put them in an envelope and then I'm gonna put it on my refrigerator. I'm also going to send this to my local friends, and so they have a copy of it and they'll know what to do too if something ever happens. With my surgery coming up, I have a friend who lives in Seattle. She's been a friend of mine for years and years and years and years, and she's actually coming out to help me. She's coming the day before, she'll be there the day of surgery. She's gonna stay maybe a couple of days after and just make sure I'm settled and make sure everything is okay, and then of course help me with Georgie. I'm very much interested in what your emergency plan is, especially if you're living solo. What's your emergency plan for yourself? What's your emergency plan for your animals if you have pets? What do you do in these situations? I'm still figuring a few things out, but my hope is that if you're a solo person as well and you're seeing this, hopefully you have an emergency preparedness plan for yourself. Maybe you haven't thought about this and you're seeing this and you're like, oh shoot, I need to do something. Well, let my vulnerable moment and scary moment help you in that situation. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I know it's been different. Of course, Georgie and I are always so thankful for you guys being here and for all of the help that you provided to us and all the prayers and the well wishes and beautiful energy sent our way. We both appreciate it very much. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to my videos, please go ahead and do so. We're all about simple, slow living, enjoying the messy, beautiful parts of life and how we get through it, and taking you guys along for the ride. Hopefully I'll be able to get out and do some more sightseeing and traveling soon. Just got to get through this particular situation. Thank you guys so much. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.